The art director's debrief number 3. Who is the true monster? Guilt and injustice in Frankenstein. Hello and welcome back to the Emotive archive. In our last analysis, we dissected the anatomy of an obsession, tracing the path that led a brilliant young man to the threshold of a terrible creation. Today, we step across that threshold. We will witness the birth of the monster and, more importantly, we will analyze the birth of a guilt so profound it will consume a soul. The chapters we unpack today are the heart of the novel's first great tragedy. They force us to ask a difficult question, not just about the creature, but about its creator. In a story of monsters, who is the true monster? Let us begin with the creation itself. This is the moment Victor has worked towards for 2 obsessive years. But when the spark of being finally animates the lifeless form, there is no triumph, there is no eureka, there is only immediate, visceral horror. Shelley's description is masterful. She focuses on the grotesque details that shatter Victor's dream of beauty. The watery yellow eye, the shriveled skin, the straight black lips. The being he has assembled from beautiful parts is, as a whole, a catastrophe. And Victor's reaction is the novel's original sin: abdication. He does not name his creation, he does not care for it, he does not guide it. He runs. He abandons his newborn child at the very moment of its birth, purely because he finds its appearance repulsive. This act of parental rejection, of a creator recoiling in disgust from his own creation, is the foundational trauma that sets all future tragedies in motion. Victor's crime is not playing God. His crime is playing God and then refusing the responsibilities that come with that role. The psychological fallout is instantaneous, manifesting itself in his famous nightmare. He dreams of embracing his beautiful, beloved Elizabeth, a symbol of pure, natural love. But she transforms into the decaying corpse of his dead mother. This is Victor's subconscious screaming at him. He has transgressed against the natural order of life and death, and in doing so, he has corrupted the very idea of love and life itself. His creation is inextricably linked to decay and horror. When he wakes to find the creature by his bedside, its hand stretched out, perhaps in a plea for connection, he flees once more. This second abandonment solidifies his moral failure. The creature is now utterly alone, a sentient being cast out into a world that will judge it by the horrifying face its own father could not bear to look at. The arrival of Henry Clerval represents a brief, fragile return to the world of humanity and light. For months, Clerval nurses Victor through a severe nervous fever, a physical manifestation of his psychological torment. During this time, Victor actively suppresses the memory of what he has done. He immerses himself in the beauty of nature and the study of languages, a desperate attempt to forget his workshop of filthy creation and the secret it holds. This period of recovery is a fragile illusion, a false spring. It highlights Victor's immense capacity for denial. He believes that by ignoring the monster, he can erase its existence. But a creator is forever bound to his creation, and a letter from home is about to prove that his secret has not disappeared. It has simply learned to walk.
The news of William's murder is the first deadly ripple spreading from Victor's act of creation. William, his youngest, most innocent brother, is a symbol of the domestic paradise Victor left behind. The creature's first act of violence is not random. It is a targeted, strategic attack against its creator's happiness, a direct consequence of the loneliness and rejection it has faced. As Victor rushes home, he is caught in a sublime thunderstorm near Geneva, and in a flash of lightning, he sees the unmistakable silhouette of his creation. In this Gothic, almost supernatural moment, all doubt vanishes. He knows who the murderer is. He is confronted with the first bloody consequence of his ambition. This knowledge leads us to the novel's most profound exploration of injustice, the trial of Justine Moritz. This is where Victor's character is truly put to the test, and where he fails completely. Justine, a beloved and virtuous member of the Frankenstein household, is accused of the crime based on flimsy circumstantial evidence. The locket William was wearing was found in her pocket. Victor is the only person on earth who knows she is innocent. He holds the truth that can save her life, and he remains silent. Let us analyze this silence. It is born of cowardice. He is terrified of the consequences of telling the truth. Who would believe his story of creating a man from dead parts? He would be condemned as a madman. His reputation, his family's name would be ruined. So he chooses to protect himself, to protect his secret at the cost of an innocent life. His inaction becomes a form of action. His silence is a lie of omission that directly leads to Justine's death. In this, he is a stark contrast to Elizabeth. Elizabeth, driven by her love for Justine, passionately defends her in court. She speaks from the heart, but her emotional testimony is powerless against the irrefutable evidence and the prejudice of the court. She represents the impotence of virtue in a flawed system. Victor, on the other hand, represents the impotence of knowledge when it is divorced from moral courage. The tragedy deepens with Justine's false confession. She is not broken by the evidence, but by the psychological pressure of her confessor, who threatens her with eternal damnation. She sacrifices her earthly truth to save her eternal soul, a final devastating critique of the institutions that are supposed to offer solace, but instead demand conformity. She becomes the second innocent victim to die as a direct result of Victor's creation. By the end of this section, Victor is a changed man. He is no longer the ambitious student from Ingolstadt. He is, in his own words, the true murderer. He is consumed by a guilt that is entirely his own. He created the being that killed his brother, and his cowardly silence condemned his friend. The creature has learned that it can inflict the most exquisite pain on its creator by destroying those he loves. The battle lines are no longer just between creator and creation, but between Victor and his own conscience. The central question that these chapters force upon us is a haunting one. While the creature committed the physical act, is not Victor, through his initial abandonment and his subsequent silence, the true monster of this story? His crimes are not of the hand, but of the soul, the sins of irresponsibility and moral cowardice. This is the weight that will now drive him into the desolate landscapes of the Alps, seeking an escape that, as we will see, he will never find. Thank you for joining me in the archive.